Hey, what's this one?
This one is about Lenormand.
Didn't we do that already?
Well, we did, but I'm going to talk more about our deck and what each card means.
Cool. Do we sell these?
No, but we could. Oh, no, because we don't have a white book.
That's okay. We don't need a white book. We have the website. Plus it's less waste.
I suppose. It's a thought. Our Lenormand deck is called the Graphite Moon Lenormand deck. The artwork is by Gem, and the meanings are provided by, well, us, me, but us as a collective. So our Graphite Moon deck includes one additional card, which is why if you were to look on our Lenormand cards, our Lenormand meanings pages on magentaschoolofmagic.com, you would see a list of 37, with number 37 being the soul card. Now, the soul card is for any person who doesn't identify with either the man card or the woman card. Because obviously we live in a world where not everybody does associate with one gender or another. And, you know, we live in a world where the way to use the cards for a relationship meaning that you may need to have a card that supports the kind of relationship that you are in. And if you don't have those options available to you, we recognise that that's not a great place to be in the 21st century. It wasn't okay then, and so we don't really want to carry on with that. We don't want to perpetuate that. We're by no means unique. Plenty of deck creators have all of these wonderful options available if you wanted to identify with a different way of expressing your humanity. You can do that, and lots of decks offer that, which is great, and we hope that more people continue to do so. But I just thought we should explain that when you look on our Lenormand meanings pages, you will see 37, but not so. Back in the day, Lenormand only had 36 cards in it when it was originally created. So let's get into it. Let's start with card number 1. A very good place to start. So card number 1 is the Rider card, and keywords you might have with the Rider card would it's all about incoming news. So there might be a noun association there with news or message, or even a messenger. In terms of adjectives and verbs and stuff, the Rider card could be used to describe other cards, potentially as fast-paced, or quick, or passionate, or, you know, as long as it's denoting some kind of activity that's happening, because the Rider card is all about fast, speed. A message is diving straight in there. The artwork of the Rider card, Gem designed it with a woman riding on a dragon. And so for us, this characterises speed. So the thought again about a messenger or a message or some news arriving quickly. The card is card number 1. So the Rider card, card number 1, and it may have some sort of quick or fast-paced time indications associated with that number with number 1, such as 1 day or 1 week. Like all of the Lenormand cards, it's got associations with astrology, and it's got associations with the standard 52 playing card deck. So the astrological associations of the Rider card are those of Mercury and Gemini. So both of those are very symbolic of communication and swiftness. So that makes sense when you think about it like that. The Rider connects back to the 52 playing cards as well, and the Rider card denotes the 9 of Hearts, which sort of signifies the unexpected, which is something that you might expect with something that was coming in quite quickly, something unexpected may be happening. In the round, the Rider card is a positive card. So we may choose to interpret, if we were to pull the Rider card in a reading, for example, if we were asking a very direct a question that needed a yes or a no answer. So because a card is either positive or negative, you can use that to signal yes or no. So the Rider card indicates a positive outcome or some positive energy. The next card is the Clover card. Now, keywords to look for with the Clover card are all around opportunity and luck, light-heartedness, or light-heartedly, or excited. So these are all sort of the noun, verb and adjective combinations. The timing with this card, it's kind of unexpected, and it may happen in a short time frame. And this is because it's card number 2. So it may have some short-term time indications associated with that number, such as 2 days or 2 weeks. The astrological associations with the Clover card are those of Jupiter and Sagittarius. And these are both symbolic of gain and expansion. So something that kind of makes sense when you think about the Clover card being all about luck. The Clover's relationship to the standard 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 6 of diamonds. The 6 of diamonds is connected with sort of change and sort of giving and receiving. So while generally the Clover card is a positive card, always be mindful that luck is changeable. So the Clover card could be affected by the cards that surround it, which is how you might interpret the 6 of diamonds. It's very much reliant on what is going on within the wider spread. So that's the Clover card. Card number 3 is the Ship card. And here we see a sailboat travelling on the ocean. Now, the Ship card has got keywords associated with travel, adventure, leaving, risk or risky. So some of the noun associations and adjective and verb associations could be adventurous or riskier or travelling. And so you might use those word associations in a reading depending on which way round you pulled the Ship card. The Ship card is card number 3, and this may have some longer term time indications associated with the number 3, such as 3 months or 3 years. And the astrological associations with the Ship card are those of Jupiter and Sagittarius, and those are both symbolic of adventure and movement. So with the Ship card, that again has an association with the 52 playing cards, and it denotes the 10 of spades, which is indicative of endings. So the 10 of spades also has a relationship to the 10 of swords in tarot. So the 10 of swords is also very indicative of endings. Now, just to be mindful that endings can be painful, they can also be positive, and generally speaking, the ship card is interpreted as a positive card, but as we know, movement, endings, departure, these things can either be positive or negative depending on what else is going on with the spread, with the reading. The next card is the house card. Now, this is a cute card. The picture on the deck has got kind of like an old timey-wimey thatched cottage with lovely flowers around the windows, and the keywords associated with this card are of the home or home, traditions, family, and then you may throw in your adjectives such as familial or traditional, anything that gives you that kind of comfort zone and that security. Now, it's got a slow time indication because it's a house, so it's quite a stabilizing card with those longer term time indications, and it's got those time indications associated with that number 4. So we might look to have a situation that might be covering 4 years or maybe even 4 decades. The astrological associations with this card are those of the moon and Cancer, and those are both very symbolic of homeliness, nurturing, and the house card has got the association with the 52 playing cards of that of the King of Hearts, and this is indicative of that emotional security. The house card in the round indicates a positive outcome or something that's kind of oozing with lovely positive energy. The next card is the tree card. Now on this card we can see a lovely healthy tree with a beautiful full crown of leaves, and this indicates sort of health and stability. So the key words you might associate with the tree card are those of health, growth. You may add in adjectives like stability as well if you are using the adjective or the verb version of the meanings. Now the tree has got, again, similar to house, it's got some long-term time indications associated with the number 5, such as 5 months or 5 years. And the astrological association with the tree card are those of Saturn and Capricorn, which are both symbolic of stability and reliability. The tree's relationship to the standard 52 playing card deck connect it back through to the 7 of Hearts. The 7 of Hearts is indicative of restoration and sort of having a few more options available to you. Generally, this card indicates a neutral outcome. So this means it's neither negative or positive. So if you were to get the tree card in a reading and you're asking for a yes or no answer, and this one turned up, because it's got a neutral outcome, it's sort of no answer available to you at that moment in time, and the Lenormand may be saying it's not the right time to ask this question yet, or it may be saying you need to wait for more information before making a decision. So if you were to get the tree card or any of the neutral cards in a reading, just be mindful that that's what that is suggesting there. The next card is the Clouds card, and the artwork of this card are two clouds with each a big eye in the middle as it's sort of peering out onto the horizon. Now, the keywords associated with the Clouds card are those of secrets and misunderstandings. Doubt is another one as well. And if you were to use the verb or the adjective interpretations, you might look at confused or insecurity when describing the meaning of this card. Now, happily, like with most clouds, the issue is often over very, very quickly. So it's got a short-term time indication associated with number 6, such as 6 days or 6 weeks. And the astrological associations with the Clouds card are those of Neptune and Pisces. Now, Neptune and Pisces are both symbolic of illusion or maybe reality distortion, which makes sense when you think about secrets or misunderstandings. The Clouds has got its relationship to the 52 playing card deck. It denotes the King of Clubs. Now, generally, the King of Clubs is associated with seeking out the truth. And in the round, the Clouds card suggests a negative outcome or negative energy. And if you were to pull the Clouds card in a reading, then the answer would be no. That's what the Clouds card is telling you. Card number 7 is the Snake. Now, Snake, on the Snake card, it features a snake in a circle and it's eating its own tail. And for us, the keywords associated with this card are those of desire, betrayal, sex to a certain extent, deception. And so the snake has got a kind of slow passage of time associated with the number 7. The Snake card also, because it's a bit sort of deceptive, it's got that energy of deception around it. The Snake card would also rely on the ability to plan. So it's got it's moving you towards planning associated with that number, such as 7 weeks or 7 months. The astrological associations with the Snake card are those of the Moon and Cancer, which are both connected very deeply to sort of base level emotions, those instinctual, those gut reactions, which you might get, which makes perfect sense when you think about the snake being connected to those kind of base level emotions of sex or betrayal. The Snake card relates back to the 52 playing card deck, and it denotes the Queen of Clubs, which is associated with determination, sometimes determination at all costs. In the round, the Snake card indicates a negative outcome or negative energy. The next card on the list is card number 8, the Coffin. Now here we see an open casket with a woman laying face up. This is the artwork that we have used on this card, and the keywords associated with it are of grief and endings. and you may look to some adjective associations such as sadness. Some verb associations might be sadly, and it doesn't always mean a death. It doesn't always mean illness. And I know that some people do choose to interpret the Coffin Card to mean a death or a serious illness. But there are other associations, and we've chosen, and over the course of time when we've done these readings, it has been more indicative of sort of a deep-rooted sadness or a depression, much more than a death or even to a certain extent an ending of some sort. The Coffin Card has got some slow time associations associated with the number 8, such as 8 years or even 8 decades. The astrological associations of the Coffin Card are those of Pluto and Scorpio, and those are both symbolic of death and endings. The Coffin Card relates back to the 52 playing card deck, and it denotes the 9 of diamonds. Now, the 9 of diamonds is connected with stoppage and releasing. So you can see why it would have that relationship with the 9 of diamonds. As you'd expect, in the round, the Coffin Card generally indicates a negative outcome or negative energy. Card number 9 is the Bouquet, and this Gem has created the artwork for the Bouquet Card. It's a few stems tied with a loose ribbon. And the keywords with the Bouquet Card are that of a gift or an invitation. And to a certain extent, it can you can use a keyword associated with friends or friendly if you were looking for an adjective to describe that card. The time indications associated with the Bouquet, because it's card number 9, it's got some short-term time associations with it, such as 9 days or 9 weeks. And the astrological association with the Bouquet Card are those of Jupiter and Sagittarius. So that's symbolic of prosperity and adventure, which is something that you might expect if you're hanging out with your friends, or you are receiving or you are giving a gift. The Bouquet has got its relationship with the 52 playing card deck, and it denotes the Queen of Spades. The Queen of Spades is all about a connection with leadership. In the round, the Bouquet Card generally indicates a positive outcome or positive energy. The next card, card number 10, is the Scythe. Now, the artwork for the Scythe card is that of a hooded skull, or a hooded figure, potentially a skeleton, carrying a wooden handled scythe. And the keywords associated with the Scythe card are those of an accident or a warning. And generally it could denote an abrupt ending. You may wish to interpret the Scythe card using a verb or an adjective, in which case you might look for dangerous or accidental in order to bring some extra meaning to that Scythe card. The timing association with the Scythe card, because it's all about something that's happening unexpectedly, it's got a very extreme short-term time indication associated with that number, such as 10 hours or 10 days. The astrological associations with the Scythe card are those of Pluto and Scorpio. Now, those are both symbolic of endings and generally what is hidden. The Scythe and its relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the Jack of Diamonds. The Jack of Diamonds is generally associated with a messenger, in particular somebody who's bringing a message connected with some dark news. So the Scythe card, as you might expect, is kind of indicative of a negative outcome or negative energy. Card number 11 is the Whip card. Now, our artwork features a little devil, a female sort of demonic figure surrounded by flame, and this demonic demon figure is holding a whip. Now, there are some keywords associated with this card, such as conflict, discussion, argument, and if you wanted to use some sort of verb or adjective descriptions of this card, you might choose conflicting or discussing, and it's generally associated with hard work as well. Now, it's got some quick or short-term time associations associated with the number 11, such as 11 days or 11 weeks. And the astrological association with the Whip card is that of Lilith, the Black Moon. Lilith is symbolic of disruption and defiance. The Whip's association back to the 52 playing card deck is that of the Jack of Clubs. The Jack of Clubs generally is associated with an intolerance of limits and really going against the grain. In the round, the Whip card generally indicates a negative outcome or some negative energy, and will obviously give you a very firm no if you pulled the Whip card in a reading. Card number 12 is the Birds card, and here on our artwork we have 3 birds all singing a lovely tune. They are perched on a pole which is standing across 2 tall spires or 2 pillars. The pillars are covered in some kind of ivy. Because you can look at the artwork on the card, and it's very indicative that those birds are communicating with each other. We've got some little notes above their heads, and this is because the keyword associations with the Birds card is that of some sort of verbal communication, often in a negative aspect. So it could be gossip. So you might look for some noun or adjective associations to do with gossip or gossiping. It's also got keyword associations with worry and anxiety. So you may choose to interpret the Birds card using words such as worrying or anxious. It has some short-term time associations associated with the number 12, such as 12 days or 12 weeks, and it has some astrological associations with Uranus and Aquarius. Now, these are 2 very strong symbols of change and disruption. The Birds has got its relationship back through to the 52 playing card deck, and it connects back through that to the 7 of Diamonds. Now, the 7 of Diamonds is a card which is often associated with stress and hard work. Generally, the Birds card indicates a neutral outcome with neither negative or positive energy. Card number 13 is the Child card, and here we see a picture of a young boy He's got a neutral expression, sort of suggestive of the potential. He in this picture has got the potential to be anything he wants to be. And so the keywords associated with the child card for us are all around potential and innocence, inexperience perhaps. You may choose to use some verb or adjective associations when bringing meaning to this card, such as playful or inexperienced or potentially, in order to bring meaning using those keywords. For us, the child card didn't mean a birth or an actual child. We recognise, though, that some other Lenormand meanings that you can read about, they do talk about the child card being about a birth or a child. For us, it just never turned out that way. It was always about a new start, the birth of an idea, perhaps, rather than the birth of an actual person. So the child card is card number 13. And it may have some short-term time indications associated with the number 13, such as 13 days or 13 weeks. And the astrological association with the child card are those of the Sun and Leo. Now, these are symbolic of achievement and playfulness. The child's relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the Jack of Spades. The Jack of Spades is a card which is all about self-starting. And in the round, the child card generally indicates a positive outcome or some positive energy. Card number 14 is the Fox. And the artwork of our Fox card is that of a fox all curled up asleep with its head in its tail. Now, for us, the Fox card generally has keywords associated with it connected back to self-care and caution. Now, we know that very traditional Lenormand meanings may indicate some keywords association with suspicion or something that is not genuine. We haven't found that when using the Fox card. It is very much being an exercise of caution on the part of the reader, rather than something that somebody is doing and that is selfish. But we've included those keywords on our page, and you are invited to have a look at those on our Lenormand meanings pages on magentaschoolofmagic.com. But generally speaking, we do towards self-care much more than selfish as a keyword. There are timing associations with the Fox card being card number 14, and so it may indicate something associated with that number, such as 14 days or 14 weeks or 14 months, because the Fox card is a bit of a traditional tricksy card. It's hard to pin down the actual firm time indication, but generally speaking, it will have something to do with the number 14. The astrological associations with the card are that of Pluto and Scorpio, which are symbolic of endings and all that is hidden. Again, speaking back through to the Fox's traditional association of a trickster. The Fox has got its relationship to the 52 playing card deck, and it denotes the 9 of clubs, which for us is associated with self-care and letting go. Generally, the Fox card indicates a negative outcome or negative energy. The next card is card 15. This is the bear card. Now, our artwork on this card is that of a bear claw and some bear's feet, and it's eating a fish. So it doesn't actually reveal the bear itself, but it does reveal instead the power behind the bear. And this brings us to the keywords, which are all around work and power and strength and leadership. So there are some noun associations there, such as leader, or work or power. And then if you were to use the adjective or the verb associations, you may have words such as working or powerful or strong, connected back to that bear card. The bear card, being card number 15, has got some longer term time associations with that number, such as 15 weeks or 15 months. And the astrological associations with the card are that of Mars and Aries, which are both symbolic of leading and energy. The bear's relationship back through to the standard playing card deck are that of the 10 of clubs, which is all associated with success after hard work. And generally, this card indicates a positive outcome or positive energy. Card number 16 is the star card. Now, the artwork for this card shows a 5-pointed star with vines weaving in and out of each of the 5 points on the star. And the keyword associations with the star card are that of hope, spirituality, dreams, and inspiration. But if you were to look to the verb or the adjective associations, you may use words like hopeful or spiritual or dreaming, for example. Now, the star, being card number 16, has some time associations associated with that number, short term, such as 16 hours or 16 days. It may also have a time association to do with the nighttime because it's the star. The astrological connection to the star card is that of Neptune and Pisces, which are both really symbolic of dreams and spirituality. And its relationship back through to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 6 of hearts. The 6 of hearts is all associated with hopes and dreams. So in the round, this card generally indicates a positive outcome or positive energy. Card 17 is the Stork card. Now, the artwork for this card is a stork in flight carrying a bundle, suggestive of an infant. And the keyword associations with this card are that of change or arrival. Definitely it's about movement and transitions, potentially some new beginnings as well. So if you were to look for a verb or an adjective association to do with the Stork card, you may look at changing, or transformational, or arrival, things of that nature. The Stork card, being card number 17, means it's got some sort of medium term time associations associated with that number, such as 17 weeks. And the astrological association with the Stork card is that of Mercury and Gemini. And these are both symbolic of adaptability and the sort of quick change. The Stork's relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts is associated with cycles and nurturing. But generally speaking, this card has a neutral outcome. neither positive or negative. So if you were to get this in a reading, you know that now is not the time to make a decision, or maybe you need more information about the situation. Card 18 is the dog card, and here you can see the artwork is that of a picnic scene, and the artwork on the card shows a very loyal, very patient dog waiting by its owner, and it's very cute, the dog card, very cute. Being card number 18, it's got longer term time associations associated with that number, such as 18 weeks or 18 months. The keywords that you might associate with this card are that of loyalty and friendship and support. So you can really see how that longer term time association of 18 weeks and 18 months really speaks to that keyword to do with being loyal. The astrological association with the card is that of Uranus and Aquarius. Now, these are both symbolic of intelligence and compassion. Absolutely, what more can you expect with a card that characterizes friendship? The dog and its relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 10 of hearts. Now, the 10 of hearts is associated with well-being and happiness. So in the round, this card generally has a positive outcome or a positive energy. Card 19 is the Tower card. Now, this card features on the as the artwork a tall structure, a tower, which is quite isolated. It isn't surrounding itself with any other buildings or any other signs of infrastructure. Now, the keywords associated with the Tower card is that of cooperation, as in a business rather than cooperation. So corporation. It also has keyword associations such as loneliness, or being alone, solitude, authority. So if you were to look to some verb or adjective associations, you may choose authoritative, or lonely, or corporation, cooperative, anything of that nature to bring those adjective and verb meanings to the card. The card being card number 19, it's got a slower or a longer term time frame associated with it, such as 19 weeks or 19 months. And the astrological association with the card is that of Capricorn and Saturn, which are both symbolic of that kind of lone authority. The Tower's relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 6 of spades, which is a card all about taking control. Generally, though, this card has got a neutral outcome with neither a positive or a negative energy. But if you are familiar with tarot, you may recognize that the Tower is a card in tarot as well. But the tarot's version of the Tower card is very different, because that Tower card in tarot is very significant of disruption and change, and is generally viewed as being a negative card, even though that's not something we feel. But with the Tower of Lenormand, you can see that it's got some very different associations with it, such as loneliness or solitude or authority. So very, very different comparing tarot and Lenormand. Card number 20 is the Garden, and you can see the artwork here. It's a kind of a sort of stepped back view of a garden. So the artwork on the card is that you can see through a covered archway a garden that sits sort of beyond reach or beyond your perceptions. And for us, the keyword association with this was all to do with fame and society and things that happen in the public eye. This might be a meeting or it might be a gathering, but on the wider sense, it might represent society or culture. So if you wanted to bring some verb or adjective associations to that, you might speak of cultural or societal in order to bring those adjective and verb meanings to your reading. The garden, being card number 20, has got some short-term time indications associated with that number, such as 20 days or 20 weeks. And the astrological association with the card are that of Uranus and Aquarius, which are sort of symbolic of the good of the many and distribution. The garden and its relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 8 of spades, which is associated with decisions, which is something you might get if you were in a meeting. And it also is associated with release. In the round, the garden card generally has a positive outcome or positive energy. Card number 21 is the mountain card, and the artwork for this card features a very lonely looking mountain. It's not part of a range of mountain, it's just sort of there by itself. The keyword association with the mountain card is that of obstacles, difficulties, struggle, challenges. But if you were to bring some verb or adjective meaning to that, you might look at struggling or challenging or obstructive in order to bring that sort of richer meaning back into your reading. Now, the mountain card, being card number 21, has got an extremely long-term, potentially unmovable time indication associated with that number, such as 21 years or even 21 decades. The astrological association with the card are that of Mars and Aries. Now, these are both very symbolic of determination and challenge, which could be positive. However, the mountain's relationship with the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 8 of clubs. Now, this card is very much associated with difficulty. So in the round, the mountain card has got a very negative outcome or definitely negative energy. Card number 22 is that of the Crossroads. And the artwork for this is sort of two roads, both sort of leading off in the opposite directions. Now, it's a very busy card in that the artwork for this is that it indicates messiness and options and the potential for very messy decision making. And this is because the keyword associated with the Crossroads card is that of choice or hesitation and options. So if you were to bring some verbs in or some adjectives in, you might talk about hesitant or deciding or choosing when you're looking at the keyword associations with the Crossroads card. Now, the Crossroads, being card number 21, may have some longer term time associations with associated with that number, such as 22 weeks or 22 months. And the astrological associations with the Crossroads card is that of Venus and Libra. Now, Venus and Libra are both associated with duality and potentially weighing up those options. And the Crossroads association with the standard 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the Queen of Diamonds. The Queen of Diamonds is very much associated with grounding and decision making. The Crossroads card generally has a neutral outcome with neither a positive or negative energy. The next card is card 23, Mice. So the Mice card, you can have a look at that and you can see the artwork is that of potentially a two-headed mouse or mice that share one body. And the artwork here is trying to indicate some keywords of defective or infested or destructive. And those are the keywords associated with the Mice card. This card may also be indicative of theft or something that is broken. And so if you wanted to bring some verb or adjective meanings to this card, you might talk about something being stolen or damaged potentially. The Mice card, being card number 23, has got some extremely short-term time indications associated with it, such as 23 hours or 23 days. And the astrological association with the card is that of Chiron and Libra. Both are symbolic of wounding and indecision. The Mice and its association back through to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 7 of clubs. And this is a card which is associated with struggle and doubt. So in the round, this card generally has a negative outcome or negative energy. Card number 24 is the Heart card. Now, the artwork for this card shows the sort of human heart, but forged in a heart shape. So it's not a particularly lovey-dovey depiction of the keyword associations with this, which are love, forgiveness, reconciliation, romance. But if you wanted to bring some verb or adjective associations to the Heart card, you may choose loving or romantic, for example, in order to bring a richness to your interpretations. The Heart card is card number 24. So this may give some time indications associated with that number, such as 24 days or 24 weeks. Now, this card potentially has got links to springtime as well. So it may be speaking of a point in time that relates back to the spring. The astrological associations with the Heart card are that of the Sun and Leo, which are both symbolic of protection and caring. And the Heart's relationship to the standard 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the Jack of Hearts. And the Jack of Hearts is associated with devotion and helping others. Now, in the round, this card is generally a positive card with a positive outcome or positive energy. Card number 25 is the Ring. Now, you can see the artwork here for the Ring card is that it is a circle or a band of gold with a gem. Now, the gem is waiting to be joined to that band of gold, which is which kind of references the keyword association of promise or commitment or a contract. And so bringing some verbs or adjective associations to this might be to commit or promising. And so the ring, being card number 25, may have some longer term time indications associated with the number 25, such as 25 weeks or 25 months. Now, the ring card also has time indications that suggest repetitiveness, or that things move in cycles or are moving in circles. The astrological association with the ring card is that of Venus and Libra, which are symbolic of fairness and value. And the ring has its relationship back through to the 52 playing card deck, and it denotes the Ace of Clubs. The Ace of Clubs is a card associated with opportunity and potential, but this card generally has a neutral outcome, so neither a positive or a negative outcome, or positive or negative energy. Card number 26 is the book. The artwork for this card is that of an open book with the tree of knowledge growing from the center of the pages. And the keywords associated with the book card are that of knowledge, truth, education, information. But if you wanted to bring some verb or adjective meanings to the reading, you may look at knowledgeable or informative or educated in order to bring that richness of those meanings in. The book card, being card number 26, has got some unclear or some unexpected time indications associated with that number. Now, this card is usually future focus, but it can range from 26 hours right through to 26 years. The astrological associations with the card are that of Neptune and Pisces, both symbolic of the unknown and of mystery. So obviously connecting back through to the book meanings of knowledge. The book card and its relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 10 of diamonds, and the 10 of diamonds is associated with success through learning and opportunity. But generally this card has a neutral outcome, so neither a positive or negative energy. Card number 27 is the letter. And the artwork for this card is that of a scroll, sort of an old world timey scroll that has been unscrolled, and it's got some initials on it in pencil. The keyword associations with this card are written communication, so it talks about documents or expressions, and it can even talk about archives as well. So if you wanted to bring some verb or adjective associations within your reading, you might look at archiving maybe, or documenting, to bring some richness to your interpretation. The letter, being card number 27, may have some short-term time indications associated with that number, such as 27 hours or 27 days. And the astrological association with this card are that of Mercury and Gemini, which are symbolic of information sharing and communication. The letter card and its association to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 7 of spades. The 7 of spades is a card associated with wisdom and planning, but generally speaking, this card has a neutral outcome with neither a positive or negative energy. Card number 28 is the Man card. Now this goes back to what we were saying at the beginning, and the artwork on this card, you can see a male face with their eyes closed. They're quite contemplative, and it is a soft expression. So both his eyes and his lips are closed in quiet contemplation. For us, the Man card doesn't necessarily need to indicate a man in your life. It can indicate masculinity or the masculine, such as logic thinking, or to a certain extent intellect. Now, there's nothing to suggest that a woman obviously can't be intellectual or a logic thinker. We just made those associations back through to Mars energy, which is very masculine and very associated with the male. So card number 28, the Man card. Now, the Man card does not have a time association with it, but if it did, it would be associated with the number 28. The astrological association with the card are obviously that of Mars and Aries, both symbolic of masculinity, and the Man card and its relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that of the Ace of Hearts, again associated with a masculine creativity. Generally, this card has a neutral outcome, so neither a positive nor negative energy. Card 29 is the Woman card, and the artwork associated with this card is with a female face. She is turned face on, so she's looking out. Her mouth and eyes are open. They're indicative of the fact that she is speaking. And keywords that you may associate with this card are that of woman, femininity, intuition, empathetic thinking or empathy. And the woman, not dissimilar to the Man card, is that it doesn't have a time association connected to it. But being card number 29, if it did, it would have a time association connected to that number, to the number 29. The astrological associations with the card are that of Venus and Taurus, both symbolic of femininity, and the Woman card and its relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the Ace of Spades, and this is a card associated with spiritual creativity. Generally though, this card has a neutral outcome, so neither a positive or negative energy. Card number 30 is the Lily. And so the artwork associated with this card is actually that of a water lily, just resting on a pool of water. And the keywords associated with the Lily card are that of virtue, ethics, wisdom and pleasure. So if you were to bring some verb or adjective associations to that reading, you may look to things like ethical or virtuous or wise in order to bring that richness to your reading. The Lily card has got some short-term time associations with it, such as 30 days or 30 weeks. And potentially the Lily card has got a time indication connecting it back through to winter. The astrological associations with this card are that of Chiron and Virgo, both symbolic of striving to heal and perfection. And the Lily card and its relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the King of Spades, which is generally associated with analysis and wisdom. And in the round, this card generally has a positive outcome or positive energy. Card number 31 is the Sun card, and this is a happy chap. The artwork on this card is that of a sun with some big, bright, open eyes. Now the sun is in full beam and it's shining its rays out as far as it can. So keywords associated with the Sun card are that of happiness and success and victory and power. But if you wanted to bring some verb or adjective associations, you might look at happy, successful, victorious, for example, in order to bring that richness to your readings. The Sun card generally has a very quick time indication associated with it, potentially associated with the number 31, such as 31 hours. But in the round, the Sun card will have a time indication connecting it back through to the sun, such as daytime or some kind of solar event, maybe an equinox or a solstice, for example. The astrological associations with this card are that of the Sun, unsurprisingly, and Leo, which are both symbolic of the self and goal achievement. The Sun and its relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the Ace of Diamonds. Now, this is a card which is associated with opportunity and the potential for success. So in the round, the Sun card generally has a positive outcome or a positive energy. Card number 32 is the Moon. And the artwork that we've chosen for the Moon card in our deck is that of a moon with its eyes closed. So it's almost the opposite of the Sun in how we have created this drawing. The keywords associated with the Moon card are that of subconscious and emotion, fantasy, intuition. But if you wanted to bring some verb or adjective meanings, you may look at emotional or fantasizing in order to bring some richness to your readings. Generally, the Moon card, being card number 32, has got extreme short-term time indications associated with that number, such as 32 hours. But the Moon card, like the Sun, may have a time indication that speaks to the night time or a lunar event, such as a full moon or a new moon, for example. The astrological associations with this card are that of the Moon and Cancer, both symbolic of emotions and the subconscious. And the Moon's relationship back through to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 8 of Hearts, which is associated with emotions, either emotional fulfillment or emotional withdrawal. Generally, this card has a neutral outcome with neither positive or negative energy. Card number 33 is the Key. And the artwork that we've chosen for this card is that of a key on a hook. It's been pulled out from something, potentially. It's been pulled out from some water. And so the keywords associated with the Key card is that of liberty and open and resolution. And so to bring some verb or adjective associations into it, you may look at opening or resolving in order to add to your Lenormand card meanings. Now, the Key card has got some short-term time associations connected back to that number 33, such as 33 days or 33 weeks. And the astrological associations with the card are that of Venus and Taurus, both symbolic of achievement and gain. And the key cards association to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 8 of diamonds, which is associated with independence. So in the round, this card generally has a positive outcome or positive energy. Card number 34 is the fish card. And the artwork we've gone with for this card is of a goldfish, very happy goldfish swimming about in the tank. And the goldfish is surrounded by symbols of life that help that goldfish exist in its environment. The keywords associated with this card are that of finances, wealth, commerce. So if you wanted to bring some verb or adjective meanings into it, you may look at financial or commercial in order to add to your meanings. Now, the fish card, being card number 34, it actually doesn't have a time indicator associated with it, but any time indication that it did have may be associated with the number 34. The astrological association with this card is that of Venus and Taurus, and these are both symbolic of beautiful things and achievement. The fish card and its relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the King of Diamonds, which is a card associated with material gain and wealth. So in the round, this card generally has a positive outcome or positive energy. Card number 35 is the Anchor. And the artwork we've gone for with this card is that of a ship's anchor. It's been deployed, so it's there, stands ready to create that stability. The keywords associated with the Anchor card are those of stable, durable, secure. But if you wanted to bring some verbs or adjectives in, you may look at security or stability in order to add to those meanings. Being card number 35, it does have some slower or some longer term time indications associated with that number, such as 35 weeks or 35 months. And the astrological associations with the Anchor card are those of Saturn and Capricorn, both symbolic of structure and security. Now, the Anchor's relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that of the 9 of Spades, which is a card associated with grounding, sort of almost being weighed down. But in the round, this card generally has a positive outcome or some positive energy. Now, the final card in the traditional Lenormand sense of things is the Cross card, card number 36. And the artwork we've gone with on this card is that of a wooden cross leaning against a headstone. And the keywords associated with this card are those of suffering or of a burden or of a sense of duty. But if you wanted to bring verb or adjectives into the mix, then you may talk about burdensome or dutiful when using those keywords in your meanings. Now, card number 36, the Cross card, has got some slower or some longer term time indications associated with it, such as 36 days. Now, the astrological associations with the card are that of Lilith, the black moon, which is symbolic of burden and suffering. and the cross card's relationship to the 52 playing card deck is that it denotes the 6 of clubs, which is associated with duty and success achieved through effort. In the round, this card generally has a negative outcome or a negative energy. Which brings us to card number 37, which is one that we've created ourselves, and is the soul card, and is basically there to represent anybody or any situation where you may wish to include a person. So the artwork we've gone with is just that of an eye, literally the eye being the window to the soul, and that's connecting back to the keywords of a human, another person, intellect, empathy, fairness. These are all the keywords that we have associated with the soul card. Now, we wanted the soul card to match with the man card and the woman card, in that it doesn't have a time indicator associated with it, but like with the man and the woman card, if it did have time associated with it, it would be connected to the number 37. And we've included our own astrological association with this card, and we decided to choose Venus and Libra, which are both symbolic of balance and harmony. And we decided that the soul card connects back through to the 52 playing card deck. For us, the soul card denotes the 2 of spades, which is associated with partnership and balance. And like the man card and the woman card, this card, soul card, card number 37, has neither a positive or a negative energy, leaving it completely neutral. And that's it. That's our whistle stop trip down the Lenormand lane. We hope that you were able to get something out of this, and we will see you next time. So that's it. That's our show. If you liked it, give us a rating and review, share with others, tell your friends. You'll find all our contact stuff over at magentaschoolofmagic.com, including our social media and links to the Magick School itself.